with local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Enjoy being educated in such topics as personal injury law, community association law, family law, bankruptcy law, along with health show topics like pain management, men's health, and dental implants. Now, sit back and enjoy today's Ask the Experts with host Steve-O.
Hey, good evening. Freddie's throwing up his hands. What does that mean, Freddie? We're live or... Anyway, I love Freddie. Freddie and I have been together. I mean, we're not married or anything. Freddie has produced my shows for almost 7 years. And I've noticed lately he's been trying to do the kind of act like my father. He's like, Anyway, listen, his wife went to the hospital today, and we want to pray that everything turns out okay. He's got a wonderful wife, a little bit better than he is. But, hey, we have got Happy New Year, first of all.
Happy New Year to you, too.
Yeah, I mean, Happy New Year to everybody, and we've got this exciting show tonight. It's perfect for what is going on, and there's only one person who can explain it perfectly so you can understand. I promise you, she will not talk over your head. So I want to introduce you to Phyllis Simon, Miss Phyllis Simon. She's like the most wonderful woman. And her son, Daniel, who's really a good guy, has got COVID. Bless his heart.
Yeah, but he's getting better now.
Yeah, you're going to be taking matzo ball soup to him. And,
a lot of it.
yeah, with your mask on.
Yes.
But the name of your company is the Simon Group USA. We're talking about money tonight. We're talking about wealth management tonight. And how much do you think things are going to change if Biden is the president?
Well, we really can't tell.
Well, he's told us what he's going to do.
Well, the markets have been still running nicely, so...
What was it down today?
I don't know. I don't watch it every single
I know,
day.
but I was like, it was down like 350 points today.
I don't watch it every day. You know why? I have a heart attack.
Yeah,
and
right.
Dead. I mean,
You tell
can't
your
do
clients
that.
not to do that.
I tell my clients, depending on the time frame, my clients are invested properly. And if they're not invested properly, then they're losing money hand over foot. If they're invested properly, they're riding the ride, they're earning some money, depend on how aggressive or conservative they are. It depends on their age and what they're doing. And at this point, you can't watch the market every day. We can. And we can watch it
Right.
to make sure we have to make changes in the portfolio. We have to watch what's going on in politics because it affects a lot of different things. We also have to watch how American companies are trading business, are doing business, and what's happening in the retail end and the wholesale end of the world economy because everybody's buying from somebody.
Phyllis, what do I tell my girlfriend who bought AT&T?
100
It's
years
going
ago?
No. I think like in the last year, and it's been going down. So I said, you know what? I'll bet you Phyllis would say, don't worry about it. Just hold on to it. It'll come back.
Well, something, any given stock, it doesn't matter the name. It's not like it was 100 years ago. And AT&T was the new baby on the block, and if you were lucky to buy that stock, and then smart enough to sell off before they started splitting the phone companies, then you probably made millions of dollars. And I mean, a lot of these companies that too much competition, number one, but AT&T is still a good company. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. You have a little bit of everything.
Someone asked me to ask you
Yeah.
about Bitcoin. I mean, it's still...
Fake money is still out there. It's still selling, and people are still buying it. But the government's getting after them now, and they got to pay. They got to pay, taxes on the bitcoins if they buy and sell. They have to pay taxes on it. At one time they didn't because it was like a hidden commodity.
Right.
But now they do, and they're watching it carefully. I'm not into Bitcoin.
You're sort of conservative.
personally, I'm very.
So your
concerned.
clients are never going to, if they're just not
They're not going to
gonna
buy
lose.
junk from us.
Yeah.
We don't sell junk. That's number one. We give them good advice. We give them, we listen to them. They have goals. Nobody wants to run out of money.
Right.
That's what the scary thing is, and we'll put it this way. If you don't have a job and you're not getting income, okay, you can't keep saving money. And if you can't keep saving money, whatever money you have, you want it to grow, but it's not going to grow as fast as if you were still working
Right.
and saving money. So if you have no resource for income, you got a problem. Now, similarly, in retirement, you have no source for income except if you get Social Security and you get a pension. And when you get those two things, that some people can sustain their life on that without even
On
touching
Social
their savings.
Security?
And there's some people that get almost $2,700 a month from
Oh.
Social Security, and then they get a pension and another $3,000. They can live comfortably if they
Right.
have no mortgages and no debt, and they travel and they do things. However, there are people that get $1,800 a month in Social Security, and they have no pensions, and they still have to work or depend on children to help them. And a lot of them don't have the children that have the means or the wherewithal, or
Right.
those children are losing their job because of the COVID situation. So that's why everybody's looking to go back to work. And personally, I think that people are crazy. They can work at home. Stop getting in the cars. I just drove on I-95. I could not believe it. I thought it was like back in 2019, all right, and everybody was going to a concert because I-95 was jammed. And I'm saying,
What happened? I thought
where are
people
these
were working out of their
coming from?
houses and-
Yeah, where are all the people that were working from the house? So retail is wide open again. Everything is open again. And today, just to prove my point, 35,000 new cases of COVID in Broward County alone. So does it tell you something that people aren't really listening, or they're tired, or they're bored? There's a million things to do.
Look who's declaring bankruptcy. Neiman Marcus. Saks Fifth Avenue.
I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue are two of the most priciest stores that
Right.
we have.
Okay.
Okay? And the affluent go there to shop. However, they're afraid to go there to shop because they're afraid they're going to catch COVID.
Oh,
And people got used to being home and ordering online. And what are they ordering? Hey, I'm not going to the fancy places to be all dressed up anymore. I'm
Right.
not going to the fancy restaurants anymore. I'm not having all these different affairs and parties to go
That's
to
true.
where I have to wear a $2,000 outfit
Right.
and my $2,000 pair of shoes.
so buying
So-
habits are different now.
Pardon me?
Buying habits are different now than before COVID.
Well, the stores had
Stanley Marcus would be having a heart attack right now.
if he was still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all of them would be. Stanley Marcus owned the Hochschild Collection, which is part of Neiman Marcus.
Right.
The Hochschild Collection, when I was in the garment industry 40 years ago, we used to sell them. We used to sell them. The Hochschild Collection was a very elite. I worked for a very elite designer, and the clothing that we sold them, we sold them one item. One item, $350 wholesale, which was a $700 retail. Go back to 1978. What $700 retail was then is equivalent to $7,000 today.
Wow.
So, and one item,
Yeah.
and so we would sell them some different styles, one item each. That's all the collection could get, and that the lucky person that was that size could get it. Things are different today. First of all, America doesn't dress anymore. America
Yeah, you're
happens
right.
to be the worst dressers in the world.
Except for
They-
Dawn. We're not talking about
not
you.
talking about the
Dawn's a
people in the
wonderful
studio.
dresser.
We don't talk about the people in the studio. I'm talking about
You better be
general
smiling. I can't tell.
I mean, you look at the people that go into supermarkets, into the Walmarts and the Targets and everything. Everybody's wearing shorts and a T-shirt, long pants and a T-shirt and a coat, sneakers. Nobody's dressed nicely. And even if they were just, I remember my mother would never walk out of the house without wearing a walking suit, they called them, a high heel and a bag, and walk down the avenue to go food shopping or dress shopping or whatever she was doing. Nobody walks out like that anymore. They walk
True.
out like slobs.
We're here with Phyllis Simon. She's the senior partner at the Simon Group USA. And I got to ask you, you started off in the garment industry?
That was my forte.
What made you go to wealth management?
All right, well, actually, I became an accountant.
Okay.
And I worked in the garment industry.
After the garment.
In the garment industry,
Okay.
I had become an accountant and worked in the garment industry as an accountant. And I was always involved with the owners of the company's finances. And in other words, I was the bottom line. You can spend the money or you can't spend the money. And then when
They
the
had to
garment-
come to you for the
Yes,
money.
Yes. And I would tell them, and every year, we'd look at the profit margin and to make sure that they had enough profit and that the business was doing well and that the design of the clothes were doing well. And I was always very involved. And it was a wonderful, glamorous business back then. And then there was some changes made through the labor unions and changes made with the United States government. Our Congress really sold us down the river and allowed for trade from other countries. So, in other words, you could buy the fabric from China or Egypt or India. You could you can cut the goods here. You could send it down to El Salvador to be sewn. You can buy the labels in the United States that were printed on a machine or sewn. And then you can pack it together and then put a plastic bag over it and have a Made in America stamp on that. So
Don't tell me
it
that.
put out our factories, and when our factory started, I saw the handwriting on the wall in 1984. In 1987, I had to make a career change, and that's when I had a brother that worked for a big insurance company. He said, you should come work with me. And I said,
Yeah, right. Your
It
brother.
went crazy, right? Oh, I'm going to have another obnoxious insurance agent in the family. That's just what we don't need. So I laughed and I said, let me see. I took a test. I said, I got to take a test. The guy said, yeah, take a test to see if you're for the industry. You're trying to make it light.
Right.
And then he called me and says to me, he had the best score. The best score out of any candidate I've ever seen in my life. He says, you're perfect for the industry. I says, but I don't want to sell insurance. He says, well, don't look at it that way. And I passed all my exams and everything, and I started to look at things a little differently.
Was he independent like you are now?
I wasn't independent. No, I worked for a captive company. It was a very good company back then. It was a phenomenal company, and the camaraderie among the people and the management and everything was fabulous. And I had the opportunity of meeting every year, every couple of years when they voted in new president of the company or CEO. I made sure I got to know who he was. I met him at different conferences and different places, and my manager wasn't happy about that.
I'm sure.
But it was funny. I met them, and they were nice people, and it had a different type of atmosphere back then. And it was a wonderful company, and I was with them up until a few years ago when they sold off their
Well, you're a
sales force.
people person, too.
Yes,
You
yes.
you enjoy when you sit down with people, it's not just cut and dry. This is what I want you with your money. You really sit down and get to know them. I mean, I've learned that over the years
Wait a
with
minute.
you.
If somebody's going to trust me with their money, whether it's $10 or $10 million, they're going to trust me with their money. I need to know something about them.
Right.
So that's what I started to do at the beginning of my career. I would sit down with the people, and I would talk to them and find out what they were about. Oh, well, they wanted me to come over because they bought a new house. They need to cover the mortgage. And I'd say, okay, how many kids you got?
Hold that thought. We've got to go to break. We're here with Phyllis Simon. It's my aunt's name. I'll never forget that. The Simon Group, USA. We're talking about wealth management tonight. And don't let the wealth part do anything, because you don't have to be wealthy to sit down with you.
That's correct.
You do need more than $10 though. But
Give us a call.
here's the number.
954-599-1950, the Simon Group. Again, 954-599-1950.
And if you actually like to watch live right now, go to, what's it, Freddie? Steve-O? At Ask the Experts? Is it? That's it? Ask the Experts. Well, I was going to say, 'cause you can see this beautiful woman
Oh, yeah.
on TV. Look at her. We're going to take names. We're going to be right back. We're going to go to break. We'll be back with the Simon Group.
Radio show. At the Simon Group, their goal is to actively help families, individuals, and business owners build their financial freedom. They have the skills, knowledge, and experience required to help meet the client's established goals. They understand their clients want a comfortable retirement, but that means different things to different people. And there are other goals that they can emerge along the way, from planning for a child's education to planning for a managing income in retirement. That's why the Simon Group offers a range of financial strategies and solutions to help in every step of the way. They work with you to gain confidence and stay flexible and prepared for your financial future. The Simon Group serves their clients in estate and investment solutions, insurance protection, income, stocks and bonds, retirement investments, and insurance. Contact the Simon Group for a free financial planning appointment today at 954-599-1950. That's 954-599-1950.
So I'm going to make a fool out of myself. Freddie, now we haven't been on video for 7 years. So if they want to go to video, they go, what happened to Steve-O host?
When you had the show, the food show, you were on video.
Oh, that's right.
I've known you for 7 years, and you've been on video for 7 years.
I guess it's, I don't know. But anyway, you can actually watch our show live, which is really cool. We're here with Phyllis Simon.
God, they're going to see what I really look like.
Yeah, you look fine. We're going to start. We'll be giving out Phyllis's phone number.
Okay.
Get in line. So and we have a whole show planned out, but I want everybody to understand, because you want people to come. Well, they can't come in now.
No,
You're
but
gonna
I
do
can talk to
Zooming.
them on the phone.
Right.
And I could do a review over the phone. We also have FaceTime. If those of you that have FaceTime on your telephones or WhatsApp or any, we could do that also. And we could do Zoom on the computer. But people should understand that it's the beginning of the year now. We
Right.
start all over again. However, you can't remiss last year. And you have to look at, how did I do last year? Oh, my broker did a great job for me. Yeah, but did he change anything? Did he make it easier for you in case the transition for the president is really official, because they're crazy out there?
Here she
right
goes.
now.
Here she goes.
They get crazy out there. We don't know what's official, what's not official. Donald doesn't want to stop.
Yeah, but there's businesses that are closing up. People are losing their business, so
The people are
you
losing
have
their
to
business
sit
and
down
people
with
are
them.
losing their jobs.
Yeah.
So what happens now? Now, so you got to revamp what you have. And if you're one of those that is retired already, and you have your money in a portfolio, and the portfolio is not really producing enough for you to take out, call me.
Oh, you have stories of people you've.
599-1950. Please understand that.
Doesn't cost them anything to sit down with
Nothing.
you.
No, there's no consultation fee.
And they can actually, even if they have somebody else, they could come
They
sit
still
down
can
with
come
you.
for a second opinion.
Exactly.
You know, if you have a problem with your heart and you go to your cardiologist and it tells you he wants to do this, and this on you, and it's major surgery, are you going to just say, okay, doc, I trust you? How about go for a second opinion? And both of them are in agreement, absolutely you get it done. But if you're only going to listen to one person when something very major comes along, you got to be careful.
Right.
Same thing with your money. Okay, now everybody has a friend who has a friend that's in the business. Everybody's a financial advisor. The guy, the taxi cab driver is an advisor. When he's telling you to buy stock,
is that
that's
the
when you
truth?
sell. when you know, it's
You're
the
right.
truth. I mean, everybody, the
Everybody
doctors-
has someone good.
Oh, my doctor told me to buy this and this stock.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. Your doctor's a doctor. Why is he telling you to buy stock?
Right.
I mean, after all, why don't you talk to the professionals about
Now,
it?
Phyllis, don't get mad at me, but I have been telling a lot of my friends the last couple of days to buy Braniff Airlines.
Brainer, are they still in business?
No.
You know what? I haven't heard that name in maybe 40
That's an
years.
old one.
Oh,
How about,
my
how
God.
about
It's
Pan,
like
Pan Am?
that Pan Am, Eastern, you want to
Yeah,
go down the
Eastern.
whole line? You want to go down the whole line when what's
Use
his name
Air.
bankrupt them all? I mean, come on, I could do that. I remember National Airlines. Come on down to Florida.
Did you used to put your clients in airlines in stock, and now you're going to take them out? Did you put your clients?
What our portfolios are done in a way that there is a mixture of large
Right.
companies, mid companies, small companies, some bonds, some money instruments,
Life
some
insurance.
gold. Life insurance is on the other side. When talking about investing, now there are some people that do
What about
buy life
annuities?
insurance as an investment because they're business owners and they buy very big policies and they put a tremendous amount of money in there as a backup plan to everything else because they can always get money from those places. And usually it's good with partnership and it's good with any business owner that needs to put a lot of money away and can't max out the retirement plan because of certain government rules on
Right.
how much you can put away. So life insurance comes to play in a lot of different factors. You know, you asked me a question earlier about something. You know the old expression, what is it, never a lender be, never a borrower be, or something like
Never
that?
borrow money from your mother. Or, I don't know what it is.
Well, it was an old expression about borrowing money and borrowing money from friends and things like that. Everybody thinks that they can trust somebody, okay? And depending on the age of the person. So if somebody comes to you for big bucks, and I'm talking big bucks, over $50,000 minimum, and they need to borrow money from you, but they don't know exactly when they're going to give it back to you. Before you lend them the money, you tell them, okay, if I can afford to give you this, and you're my friend and I want to do it, but I don't want you to be insulted. I want a life insurance policy.
We were just
on
talking about
you.
that as a great
Right. You
idea.
buy the life insurance to cover the loan in case the guy dies
Right.
before the specific period of time when the guy's supposed to pay you back. Now, sometimes they don't pay you back for 20 years. So
And it's got to be personal, not his
Right.
company that's
Right.
incorporated.
Right. So if the guy is borrowing money to put into his company, it doesn't matter. The guy is responsible for the return of the money.
Right.
So it's a personal note. Now, the guy can go personally bankrupt. Okay? That's why you buy a life insurance
Right.
policy to protect
I'm
yourself.
glad. I wish we would have known that. That is such a great idea,
It is a
and people
wonderful
don't think
idea.
about it.
No, they don't. You know, and it's funny. Not too many people go around borrowing $50,000 or
Right.
$100,000. But if you get to that point, or if you're at that point, that's a great way to protect your own money to make sure you get it back. And if the guy dies and you're not alive anymore, your family
Right.
gets that money back, which belongs to the estate. So it's always, you know, you got to sit down and get to know your client. You got to sit down and go over everything they have. Your review is the most important. Talk about your investment. Talk about your life insurance. Life insurance, I don't care what anybody says. Oh, I don't need it when I'm old. Yes, you do. You don't want to leave your wife or your kid
Right.
without any kind of an inheritance. You know, because guess what? Everything costs money. And I think the majority of you that say, oh, my son's a doctor, my daughter's a doctor, they're lawyers, they're doctors, they all have their problems too. So trust me, always make sure that you have something to protect the person that depends on income from you And if you depend on income from that somebody else, like your children, make sure and sit down with them and say, hey, you got good life insurance to protect your wife and your children and to protect me in case, God forbid, you die first before I do. This should never happen because no parent wants to lose a child. But gotta sit down and just talk about
And you
these
talk
things.
about long term.
Oh, long-term care is like, it's unbelievable. I was just talking
And some
to
people
somebody.
forget to plan that.
They don't want to plan it because they don't want to spend the money. They'd rather spend the money on stupid stuff.
Right.
And stupid stuff it is. And the people that have IRAs that are worth a ton of money, they could take the withdrawal. They really don't need the IRA. They could take a withdrawal from the IRA to fund a life insurance policy or a long-term care policy. Because let me tell you, it'll go much further tax-wise doing it that way as opposed to you taking your minimum distribution every year. And, the government wants you to spend all that money. Well, put it to good use. Reinvest it in places that you're going to need it for.
Well, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk about advantage plans. And you're going to discuss not only now, but also future. And we're going to talk about other types of investments. I'm sitting here with Phyllis Simon. She's a senior partner of the Simon Group USA. And it doesn't matter if you're in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach County. It doesn't matter where you are
That's true.
in Philadelphia.
Well, we take
Philadelphia
care of
tomorrow
people
morning.
in Philadelphia, right? We do Vegas, California. I mean, we're licensed in all the states, so we have clients all over the country. And as I said, the computer is a fabulous place
Right.
to be able to commute.
Give everybody the
Talk to
phone
them.
number.
954-599-1950. And all of you have cell phones, I know. So it's a toll-free call. So you don't need an 800 number. Area code 954-599-1950.
I remember those days. We're going to go break. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Steve O with the Ask the Experts radio show. At the Simon Group, their goal is to actively help families, individuals, and business owners build their financial freedom. They have the skills, knowledge, and experience required to help meet the client's established goals. They understand their clients want a comfortable retirement, but that means different things to different people. And there are other goals that they can emerge along the way, from planning for a child's education to planning for a managing income in retirement. That's why the Simon Group offers a range of financial strategies and solutions to help in every step of the way. They work with you to gain confidence and stay flexible and prepared for your financial future. The Simon Group serves their clients in estate and investment solutions, insurance protection, income, stocks and bonds, retirement investments, and insurance. Contact the Simon Group for a free financial planning appointment today at 954-599-1950. That's 954-599-1950.
You are listening to the Ask the Experts show with host Steve-O. We will be right back with more experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Join us every Thursday from 6 p.m. Now, get ready for more Ask the Experts.
We are back.
We're back.
We are having a good time here, but amazing. We can have a good time and talk about money.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
Why?
Because everybody's so serious.
Well, see, people.
You know
always
when to be
about
serious.
them. People should be serious about their money, but know how to have fun with it in the sense of some people love the fact that their money grows. Some people have so much that they don't know how to get rid of it, and yet they don't want to be showy, and they don't want to be show off. Yet I know a lot of them that like being show off. And then it's when we sit down with people, we talk about their money. Everything we do is confidential.
That's
So-
important. So if the husband comes in,
By himself,
the wife,
and he doesn't want the
confidential.
wife to know anything, then yes, we keep it confidential. And vice
Vice
versa.
versa, right.
If the wife comes in and says, he can know about this, he can know about that, but I don't
But
want
if
him
they
to
both
know
come
about
in-
that. If they both come in, everything's on the table. They're laying the cards on this table. In a relationship where a husband comes in by himself and not with the wife, and they give the excuse that my wife doesn't understand and she doesn't know. I find that is not my wife trusts me. It's not really a very trusting relationship, but yet I would find it more so among the 80 to 90-year-old group, because years ago the men ran the household. The wife was a homemaker. She stayed home, took care of the kid, and he did everything as far as the money side. And that's why there were so many widows left out there that didn't know how to write a check or didn't know how to take care of themselves, and they were just so totally, blindsided.
They weren't dumb. They just never had the experience.
They were never given the responsibility of being independent. Whereas in the 60s and the 70s, things started changing with the younger generation becoming more responsible for it. But when a client comes in and says to me, or a prospect comes in and says to me, I don't want my wife to know anything about this, but I want to leave X amount of money to so-and-so. And I'm going, okay, who is this?
What do you do if the
so-and-so?
wife calls up and has a question?
About?
What do you tell them?
About?
Well, you just told
We're
the
not
husband.
allowed to give any information if the wife's name's not on the actual file. We're not allowed to give information unless the wife has a POA, power of attorney. We're not allowed to give information to the children. We can't give information whether somebody's a beneficiary or not unless the owner of the insurance policy or the investment advises us and gives us permission where it's documented. That's the only way. Even an insurance company will never let a beneficiary know that they're the beneficiary of a policy. The only thing they'll let them know is send in a claim form. We'll let you know.
You know, Phyllis, I'm not sucking up. I promise you. You know what's so good about you? You're so easy to understand, and I can see when someone comes in, maybe someone a little older. You need to talk a little bit slower.
I can.
But no, but it's so easy to understand you.
Well, at one time...
I mean, she's missing 4 teeth in the front, but you can still understand. No, but the way you explain things, it makes it so easy. You're not leaving your office scratching your head like, what was she talking about?
Well, confusion is very common among the following people that like to sell. Insurance agents, stockbrokers, financial advisors. We're all in the same business
Right.
together. Some people can make it very easy, and some get very technical. Most people hate the technicality
technical, right.
side. They don't want to be technical. They don't need to know how the policy works. They need to know if I put in X amount
Give me the
of
bottom
dollars,
line.
what the bottom line is, and then some of them really want to know everything, so can break it down
Right.
for them in easy layman terms. Because remember, we're in a melting pot area here. We have people from different walks of life and different accents.
It's an older demographic here, too.
It's totally different accent, different.
Right.
And some people think better in Spanish. Some people think better in Haitian. Some people think better in French and English, or even Yiddish, Hebrew, or what. Everybody has a different. Their brain is able to process what they hear. And one thing I tell Danny all the time, and he can attest to it, you're right. The average person hears only the first 7 words you say.
Right. No, I understand that.
So, your money is safe. Now, that's very important to them. Okay, so I make sure that I let them know if they're putting money into a fixed interest account, then your money is safe. Your money's at risk. Then I let them know that the money is at risk because it's being invested in a certain way where it's at risk.
You have done some incredible things. We've talked about stories, people that you did things and their friends told you were wrong, and you turned out to be right.
Well,
In the long
I
run.
will never, ever
You know what I'm
stand
talking
up
about.
for something unless I know I'm right. because I'm a very opinionated person also,
You
whether
think?
the audience doesn't know that. Steve's laughing his
Danny,
head
did you hear that?
off. All right. I admit it. I'm not afraid to say it, but I am opinionated.
But you've saved people, though.
Huh?
You've saved people that their friends are saying, "Oh, don't listen to her,"
Oh,
and they
yeah, there are
did.
people that would say
And you
that,
turned out
and
to be
yes, and then
right.
it'll come back to bite them. My husband used to have an expression. I don't like to use the whole thing, but it'd say it'll come back to bite you in
It's a
the
family show, Phyllis.
Yeah. It'll come back and bite you in the you know what.
Right.
You know, so it's very important that you understand that your relationship with the client is built on trust.
Right.
That word alone is the most important thing. Now, I'm not talking about when I say trust me and you know it means
know.
something else,
I know.
okay? Because we've heard a lot of those trust me's back in the day. But this, at this point in my career, 33 years of doing it, I haven't had any complaints. I haven't had any problems with people.
You've retained people for a long,
A long
time.
time. Yes. Now, I tell everybody the same thing. When I meet them and we're doing investments or anything, give us a chance. And after 1 year, you don't like us, you can leave. I mean, you don't have to get married to me.
Right.
It's the same thing as you never marry a stock. Okay? You don't have to marry me. But you will want to stay in the relationship, okay? Because we're going to do a good job for you. And I tell you as a advisor that there's so many things that people don't know about laws, about divorce laws.
Right.
Here's one for you. I'm just give you a free rein. When you get divorced, let's say you had a life insurance policy and you and your wife had it and you named her as the beneficiary. And then you guys decided to get divorced and said, you know what, I'm going to keep that policy for her. Look, she was with me for 30 years, you know. I want to make sure she's provided for. Well, you better go see your person or call the insurance company and change your beneficiary to her again because she's no longer your wife. And the
Oh.
state of Florida law,
what
and there are
happens?
some other states, they won't let her get paid.
The whole thing. What
The
happens
whole
to the money?
thing, they won't. It goes back to the estate of the decedent.
Wow.
So that when a person dies, you know, the word decedent means a person that died. All right, a lot of people don't know what that word means, and it might be true. And I'm not saying this as, you know, to be facetious, but I'm saying it because sometimes they say, oh, you know, those words, I don't understand them. So we're going to say when a person dies, you're known as a decedent, okay? And that person, estate, will end up with the money, and then you're going to go fight for that money. You'll never get it.
Right.
Okay, so do me a favor. If anybody out there in divorce land that you already got divorced and you're keeping your exes as the beneficiaries on your policy, please rewrite the beneficiary form because your agents are definitely not calling you to tell you about
right.
it because they don't know. It's only when somebody gets involved in a situation that they learn about it. And for some reason, Phyllis Simon always gets involved with the first. With anytime something happens, it's the
Danny's
first
laughing.
that
I know he is.
anybody's ever heard of it. So that's what happened.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Advantage plans
Okay.
and switching over.
Yeah, well,
To new
let me
plans.
tell you what happened. January 1 to March 31st of every year, the government changed all the rules that if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan and you really hate it, you're not happy,
Is this like
you
an
can
HMO?
go shopping around to another Medicare Advantage plan. But Advantage plans don't have to be an HMO.
Well, they can
They
be
could
a
be a
PPO.
PPO.
Right.
You can have in and out
Tell them what
network.
the difference is.
Well, an HMO is in one network only,
Right.
where your doctor
doctor.
is your primary, and he rules the roost.
Right.
And he tells you what you can do and
Who
what
you
you
can
can't do.
see and who you
can
can't.
see and who you can't see. And most doctors usually have like this little circle of
Yes.
other doctors that work with him, and they
They
all
have a
share in
network
the
inside of
till.
a network.
Right. In other words, they share in the till because they get paid a certain amount of money, so they want to share. And that's why most HMO doctors will have you come maybe every month, every 3 months, you know, for a checkup so they can get paid. But when they have to refer you out, they're only going to refer you out to those guys.
I learned that the hard
And-
way.
And it may not be the one that you heard about that you would love to see. So, first things first, if you're in an HMO, that's fine.
What do you like?
I like a PPO.
Okay, you want to be able to determine
I
who the
want to
doctor
be able
is.
to go in and out of network. I want to be able to get a second opinion from a doctor that has no bearing on what he's going to be paying off another doctor because he has
Or
to
your
share in the
doctor.
dough. My
It could be your doctor.
My own doctor I go to. I have primary. I have a cardiologist. I go where I want to go. As long as
Right.
they accept Medicare, I go. My Advantage plan is terrific. It's a PPO, and it's with a very good company, and I'm very happy with it because it gives me a lot of freedom.
What makes for a good company?
Pardon me?
What makes for a good company?
What do you mean? What makes for a good?
I mean, I went with Humana.
All right.
There's other ones out there.
Humana is very good. It is a good company. It depends on which plan you're on. There's some plans that are great. There's some that are not so great with Humana. Same thing.
But you know the good ones, though.
I know all of them, and I also do Humana. I offer Humana to my clients. You know, everybody. There's a lot of companies out there that do Medicare supplements and Medicare Advantage plans.
Okay.
And honestly, we're not supposed to talk about these insurance companies on the radio.
We're not.
Okay, so I don't want to. You can because you're the client
Right.
that wants to talk about them. If you're not happy, then vocally. But as an advisor, I can't talk about what the.
But you
Good.
can explain, though.
Yeah, they all. First of all,
It's up
all,
to them, though.
all Medicare Advantage plans are there for a specific purpose. It's to keep you healthy and alive. That's really what they're there for. The purpose of the Advantage
Thank God, no
plan-
Joe Namath.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Joe Namath is selling off the Medicare Advantage plans. He's selling it for an insurance agency. If you read the fine print on the bottom of the screen, you will be talking to an insurance agent who will
It
go
sounds
over
like
it.
they're giving a lot more now.
Well, different plans.
Eye care,
Not every plan.
hearing aids.
No, listen to me. A lot of the PPOs and HMOs did give hearing aids for years. Okay,
Those are expensive.
but now, well, some of them deal with their own companies that they have contracts with,
Mm-hmm.
and some say go anywhere you want. Some say we'll give you X amount of money and an allowance towards the hearing aid, but all of them, most of them offer the silver sneakers. They
Right.
or some of them offer over the counter. Every quarter, you can get over the counter stuff. Like Band-Aids.
Oh.
Approved medical
Some
supplies.
of them will pick you up for a doctor's appointment.
Well, some of them can. Well, some of them have case managers that you can call the case manager. They'll set you up for all your appointments or everything. Or you go to the case manager when you have a problem and you need to see other doctors. Each company has different benefits. Most of them are similar.
So how
I-
do you pick?
You pick based on your mentality. I don't want to spend any money. I don't want to pay anything. I want the cheapest
I want the
thing.
moon.
I want the moon, the stars, and the sun behind it. Okay. All right. Let's go with this HMO. And they'll give you everything that you want, and you're going to get all this stuff, and you're not going to pay a dime for it. And the maximum out-of-pocket expense is going to be $3,400 or whatever.
Okay.
Oh, I want the freedom of my own doctors. I want the freedom to go where I want to go. I want to be able to pick and choose. I want to go. A PPO would be the best thing for
Right.
you. It may not have as many benefits as the HMO, but the PPO would be better for you. And the PPO may have a little higher out-of-pocket expense and a little larger copay, but basically you get what you pay for. Meaning, if I'm not paying any premium, which most of them you don't, okay? If I'm not paying premium and I have my doctor as a part of that network, how can I go wrong? Really?
When can you change?
January 1st to March 31st, Medicare, excuse me, I got the hiccups again, CMS, which is the Centers for Medicare Services, has opened what they call an open enrollment.
Right.
Just in those 3 months, that you can change your Medicare Advantage plan to a different Medicare Advantage plan. Okay? Now, the key thing is your agents are not supposed to be calling you to change it.
Right.
You're supposed to be calling them that you're not happy with what you have.
Okay.
If you want to know more about it, feel free to call me. You can reach me at
Yeah.
954-599-1950. And
We got to go to break. We come back. I want to ask you some questions about these Advantage plans that you could pay for themselves. No premiums. That's
Are
what
you
Joe
paying a
Namath was
premium?
saying.
Are you paying a premium now?
Yeah,
Yeah, really? Where?
out of my Social Security.
Hello, everybody pays that.
Yeah, but Joe Namath
Unless-
says,
Unless, which we will talk about after the break is
yeah,
over.
let's go to break.
Hi, this is Steve O with the Ask the Experts radio show. At the Simon Group, their goal is to actively help families, individuals, and business owners build their financial freedom. They have the skills, knowledge, and experience required to help meet the client's established goals. They understand their clients want a comfortable retirement, but that means different things to different people. And there are other goals that they can emerge along the way, from planning for a child's education to planning for a managing income in retirement. That's why the Simon Group offers a range of financial strategies and solutions to help in every step of the way. They work with you to gain confidence and stay flexible and prepared for your financial future. The Simon Group serves their clients in estate and investment solutions, insurance protection, income, stocks and bonds, retirement investments, and insurance. Contact the Simon Group for a free financial planning appointment today at 954-599-1950. That's 954-599-1950.
Ask the Experts tonight. It's Phyllis Simon. No Daniel Simon.
Danny, unfortunately, if you're listening, my
Don't say it
dear
like that.
son,
Sound
if you're listening, I hope you're feeling better tonight.
Yeah, bro.
You'll be here on the next show. He'll be all
the
better
Simon
by then.
Group. Kid's got so much energy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You need to have energy. You have to have, it's something that I guess it's inbred when you like to help people. And I love what I do.
You
And
passed it down to
And when you
Danny.
love what you do, you're never really working another day in your life. And that's the key thing, everybody. You got to, stop and smell the roses along the way. Some people I know that live down here have their children up north or all the way out west. Or there are people here that, have their family around them, but they're always fighting about something stupid. Take every day and treat it like a treasure. And especially all those parents whose kids are going to be going back to school, they're so thrilled. Don't count on that yet, because now that the new COVID cases in Broward County have peaked to 35,000 just today alone,
That was just today?
Just today alone. So that's really very scary. And I think it all came from New Year's weekend. I mean, that it's just logical, okay? Because people aren't listening. People are out there partying. People don't want to be locked up. They don't want to feel that they're restrained from doing anything. With that being said, now we're going to go on to another topic.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the Medicare Advantage plans, and we're going to talk about Medicare in itself. Everybody that has contributed into the Medicare system is entitled to Medicare Part A. When they get ready to retire or they leave their job or whatever or turn 65, they're entitled to Part B. Part A has been paid for out of your paycheck for the 40, 50 years you worked.
Right.
And that small amount of money, Social Security, which is not so small anymore. But they used to take Social Security from their check, and there was an extra 1.6%. So when they collected 6.1%, then 1.6 went to Medicare, and the rest of the money went to Social Security. And what happened, now we're at 7.6 or whatever, but it's getting to be more expensive in Social Security than it is with withholding taxes. So that Part A has been paid for by you your whole life. Now comes Part B. Part B you got to pay for. It's like buying insurance. You got to. Part A is your hospital plan. Part B is for your doctors. So you're buying an insurance policy. The average person pays $145. It's almost $145 this year.
Right.
They got it raised again, and it's going to keep raising and raising and raising. Trust me, until you have no more money left. But they're going to keep raising you because our government is ridiculous already. But you're going to pay for Medicare Part B. However, when you turn 65, and if you're not working, you got to buy a prescription plan,
Right.
which is Part D.
D as in dog.
So you can buy a drug plan, you can buy your Part B. Part A you already have, so when you get your Medicare card, it's going to say Part A and B. Medicare Advantage plans is actually called Part C, as in Charles. They combine A, B, and D together. So now you only have one place to go for your drugs, for your doctors, for your hospitals. It's all covered under one plan. You don't pay a bill for it unless you buy certain companies' Advantage plans that do charge you for it. And there are certain companies out there that do charge. Or unless you buy a Medicare supplement plan where you can keep Medicare and a drug plan and a supplement plan to pick up the parts that Medicare doesn't. Okay. So that check, your Social Security check, that $144, depends on income also.
Right.
The higher your income is, so let's say you were fortunate enough to let's say, save $1 million in your 401k and your RMD is a certain amount of money, your required minimum distribution. That's
Right.
what I mean. Is a certain amount of money. You can end up paying $300 a month for your Medicare Part B.
Wow.
Yes. And so that part, you pay for it. Now, when you hear Joe Namath and any of the other famous person on
Yes.
television telling you about all the benefits that they'll even pay for your Medicare, they'll do this.
How about
That
your
is for
premiums?
people that's known as LIS. LIS means low income
Oh.
subsidy.
They don't say that.
Low income people that don't have the money, of course they're not going to say that. People are embarrassed enough that they don't have money. They don't want to be, it broadcasted. But there are a lot of people that have not enough income, and they are Medicaid eligible. And those that are Medicaid eligible actually get the best plans.
Wow.
They get the most benefits. They get everything because they don't have the money to be able to buy the other things that they need. So they give them everything, including the dental. Okay, this year they added dental to a lot of the plans, but it's basic. It's a checkup and it's an x-ray and cleaning, but it's not a lot of comprehensive work. And that's why people need a separate dental plan if they still want to keep their teeth. Otherwise, they can get a pair of choppers if they can afford them. It doesn't matter. But there are a lot of people out there that have a problem. Stop laughing so hard. I told you I have to make it fun.
Yeah.
So, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. People have to understand that now, January 1st to March 31st, open enrollment, they could change their Medicare Advantage plan. They could learn about other plans out there that might be better or might not be as good as what they have.
Phyllis, give everybody your phone number and give them your website, too.
Oh, it's the Simon Group at www.thesimongroupusa.com. You can check our website and you can call us at 954-599-1950. Again, I know all of you have cell phones, so you can call on your cell phone. It's not going to cost you anything. You can even text. Just make sure you put your name down so I can call you back.
And Phyllis will be back again with us next month. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, and it was a pleasure tonight.
As an 18-year-old over my life, I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out